Hey, what is happening?
Didn't I just see you yesterday?
It seems like it, doesn't it?
My goodness, it rolled around fast.
Oh my God, it just keeps going around and around and around. Welcome to the Fool's Journey. We are here again to celebrate the wonderful deck created by the wizard himself, Bryan Lahr, the Wizard of Odd Tarot deck, where we've been learning week by week, each card one by one, and it's been an amazing.
We're experiencing our own fool's journey too, dude.
We are.
We have been going through card by card, especially through. The major arcana is such a system of personal initiation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was excited to share that with everybody through this particular venue of looking at it, and I didn't really expect at all that every single week my life experience would reflect whatever the card was we had from the week before. And it's
Right.
like beginning to really trip me out because we're up to fortune now, and I've got my own constructed fool's journey. Have you started yours yet?
You know what? I have and I haven't. I will say that. I haven't written it down physically, but I have given it thought, of course, for sure.
When you make your own story, the whole thing will just gel for you.
Yeah.
It won't become just separate little pieces anymore. It'll become
okay. I will take that under consideration.
That's also if step by step, if you go by, we've talked about it. I've kind of reviewed my own,
mm-hmm.
and if card by card, you build the little next piece onto it and then kind of repeat the story,
mm-hmm.
then it's not like sitting there trying to memorize fucking cards. I mean,
right.
That,
It's interesting, I wonder, do I have it close by? I don't have it close by. I had an author on my show, the Live Stream of Consciousness, Nick D. Gerard, and he wrote a book called In the Beginning. And it's very interesting because I started reading it. I'm not a big reader, but I wanted to honor him and read some of the book before I talked to him about it. And it's a very interesting story where he's building the world in the style of the Bible. So almost like, in the beginning there was the earth and it was good, and then there was
I've heard
light.
about that, actually.
So he starts talking about, God existed in just this realm of everything and nothing, and then he decided to start creating and created the angels, and it goes through this story, and it's presenting the story of God and Lucifer kind of in reverse, where God is the needy one and the evil one, and created all of this stuff to just kind of so that he could be worshipped. And Lucifer is the one who's trying to save the humans. It's interesting. It's like, and
the problem is that everybody keeps trying to separate it, like God and Lucifer are different. God is everything. So how could that be separate? God, the concept that people construct of God and the construct of Lucifer are just aspects of the duality of this mode, but they're not the actual reflection of God.
Right.
So it's funny, and I have experienced that. Actually, I've experienced that story from that perspective from a couple of different authors.
Oh wow!
Yeah, cool. It's really cool. It is. And did you ever get into the Book of Enoch?
I never did. No, I have heard of it.
It's one of those. It's one of those books that didn't quite make it to the Bible, but it's sort of the story of the fall of Lucifer and fallen angels, and how the fallen angels came. It gives birth to the legend of the Nephilim, and how the fallen angels came to Earth and had to make it with humans, and they spawned this race of giants. And what's trippy is all the giant skeletons they've been finding of late.
You know, I've
giant skeleton, not just
Yeah.
like a big guy, but like a head. It's like,
Right. Interesting. Yes, there's a lot of interesting things happening at this moment in humanity in general, I would think.
That's so true.
Jill is saying man created. I'm not sure what she's meaning by that, but man created. I guess maybe man created these stories. I don't know what she's saying. But anyway, how are you doing? Are you doing good? We had a pretty crazy Halloween episode last week, right?
I was really curious. I sent you a note earlier in the week, like, that was a really huge stone in the middle of my pond, and an enormous release of energy that had been pretty much influencing, if not guiding, my life for majority of my life. And for that all to be freed up and instantly available, and all those weird little wounds healed that no longer like keep me prisoner and like hold me to that, and like to get to be free of all that. Pretty incomprehensible feeling for me. I'm
amazing.
And I spent the next day, pretty much all day going, wow, did I really do that? Oh, you really did that, man. Wow, holy shit, you really did that. Like, yeah,
you're
did.
more and more powerful. Each time you go around the fool's journey, you get more and more powerful. So you've got to remember that. So Julie was talking about devil and God. So man created the devil and God. I guess the language version. Man created the language that describes it. And tells
I think
the
God
story,
created that. I don't think.
Yeah. Well, God created man, right? So if we're all
duality is just another step along the function of the energy reducing in frequency and becoming denser.
Right. Celestial is saying that's awesome. About
Celestial, how the hell are you, girl? And I need to get your deck to you, man. I still don't have your address, so help me out on that somehow. And
right, you didn't have Facebook, Celestial, so we got to figure out how to get you. You know what? We'll I'll put nope. She can't see the chat. I guess I could put your email address, right? Or into the chat, right?
Sure.
What is your
and do the wizardofodd.com. That's perfect. She can email me from there.
Right. Okay. I'll just put that banner up, right? That was this.
Yeah.
Wizardofodd.com. That's where you can get.
And man, I took so much.
And that's a free deck. That's a valuable thing, Celestial. I would cash that in. You could sell it on the black market.
There you go. It's a 10th that. Oh, by the way, I'm actually. Like I'm seeing the end of the 10th anniversary decks, man. I'm like really surprised. Yeah. So,
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited. I'm hoping
re-up the stock.
Well, that's true, and hoping that people will kept it. I'm not going to do this particular edition again. It'll be a different edition, but this 10th anniversary one and the signed and numbered ones, there won't be any more of those. So it's kind of a cool.
It's so crazy to me when I see you using your deck and I'm using my deck, and mine is like brand new and pristine. And yours is like 40 years worth of.
I have. Oh man. Well, see, this is one of the. I've been using this deck every single day, multiple times a day for probably 8 years. It's the last time I replaced it, and I mean it is so worn. I don't know if you can see, but look at the edges.
Wow! Look at that.
But it's like me, it's
compared to the
brand new, all sparkly new.
Wow! So Celestial, we're getting smashed by some infiltrators right now. There's no way I would sell that deck. So Celestial is saying she tried to email me, got the wrong one. She has an Instagram. What's your Instagram? We'll put it up here, Celestial. We'll share it right now. I've got to ban this user here, girls, for XYZ.
Yeah,
there we go. Block user. Boom, gone. Celestial, tell us your put your Instagram in the chat, share it with everybody, and and then everybody can like and subscribe to your Instagram, and we can get in touch with you.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that would be a really good impetus for me to get cranked up with that. I have an Instagram account, but for some reason I've never been able to.
Oh yeah, we got to help you with that, definitely.
And that would be, I think that's a place that I need to be going.
Celestial
And man,
Magus.
I took so much crap last week. I had like 3 friends call me up. You never mentioned Solid Attack once. I'm like, oh, sorry, dude. Yeah, you're right. I'm terrible at that, man.
What do they say? You're not trying to sell the deck.
You didn't even mention trying to sell the deck once. It's like, what's wrong?
Let the deck come to the people who want it.
It
will get to the people.
You know.
But anyway, Celestial Magus is Celestial's Instagram. That's cool.
Excellent.
Celestial Magus. I'm still putting it together. So everybody, if you're going to poke at that, be patient. She's still putting it together. I'm sure everybody here will understand and give you time to create your content. Content creation is fun.
No pressure. You have what you have, you know.
She's bad at that too, but it's fun. Just have fun. You know what it is. Don't
exactly.
Don't feel pressured by it.
Thank you.
I see. You know what's funny? I've been thinking lately. All of this pressure to make reels, right? They call them reels, and all I keep wanting to do is make a reel and put Strawberry Fields in it where it says nothing is real, and I just want to like make fun of the whole idea of like, what the heck? What reels aren't even real? They're not real. Exactly. But anyway, and let's get back to business, talking about social media and stuff.
You know, I'm kind of excited about tonight. There's a bunch of stuff to get cranking with, and first of which, I'm not sure this will actually take place. My cohort in crime from Vienna, Austria, Raphael Kamensky, I hopefully will be stopping in. You know, it's 3:00 in the morning there for him, so if he doesn't wake up, I can't really give him too much grief. But he really was instrumental in helping me get the deck off. He proofread them. He's helped me like over several editions.
Wow.
Like, you know, if there's a little tiny error still left, he'll help me find it. And we're kind of like Kirk and Dr. Spock, Mr.
Nice.
Spock. You know,
right.
Take a guess who's Spock. Yeah, and he's just a really, really good soul. I did my first run of podcasts with him on Okie Talk Network out of Austria, and
cool.
got a bit of a following out there. And there's a bunch of family that have collected, you know, related to the deck from there. Awesome. Love them very much, and you know, they'd be more part of this, but you know, middle of the night, you know.
Sure, yeah. No, but that's super cool.
I hope he'll show up soon. You know, we're going to be talking about the card Fortune tonight, number 10. You know, it's the completion of cycles, and within the cycle of the major arcana, for me, it's kind of the completion of a cycle too, and a kind of energy that happens with this card. And the cards that have come before that are sort of the Fool meeting other people, you know, and kind of getting these things from like individualistic connection with these archetypes. And from the Fortune card on, it's kind of more about large global energies like death, like the star wishes, you know, fulfilled, and the sun and the moon, and you know, so, and ultimately ending up at the end of the journey at the universe.
Right.
And you know, so that's, which, by the way, the first 10 cards, 10, right? You know, my little tombstone thing.
Yeah.
Well, the top thing, the birth date is 10/11/1908. The bottom death date is 11/12/1955, as we remember. Okay. So that little square in there is 10/11/11/12.
Right, I remember. Let me see if I have the picture. I'll bring it up. I forgot what I did with that sheet.
So I drew this all on that paper that I started.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a second. We'll
okay,
do that
cool.
last. Yeah.
Cool.
But in the center of the tombstone were the 10, 11, 11, 12. I was sitting there contemplating the talk tonight, and I'm staring at the little drawing I did of the tombstone, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's completion of a cycle, 10 cards. That means there's 12 cards left. And I'm looking at the two corners of the thing, and it's 10 and 12.
Yeah.
And every single little moment that comes up today, I spent like 5 hours on this thing, just wandering through all the little and the connections, and how does
I can't wait. Yeah,
how does every single one of them connect? It's
you're
none of
really
them,
connecting to a flow right now, some sort of energy, for sure.
It is really, really out of control. So anyway, the fortune card. It's a super cool card. The planet that deals with this card is exalted in this card is Jupiter, which is the planet of expansion and growth and taking things that exist and multiplying them in a huge way. And it's kind of a jovial, there's a goodness about this planet that's really good, as opposed to the seriousness of the king of karma, Saturn, who we've been dealing with. The thing about Saturn, though, is Saturn is more about getting things out of the way and creating a foundation to create. Jupiter can't expand something that doesn't exist already. So that's where Saturn really comes in and goes, boom, here it is now. And then Jupiter follows behind that and blows it way up. So this is and that's the square down there in the bottom left-hand corner. If you're doing a sigil or you're doing some kind of magic that you use a little number square like that. And
look at that, 10, 11, yeah.
Right.
and the 12.
Did you ever see that Jim Carrey movie 23?
Yes.
Well,
Jim Carrey's been popping up a lot.
Born on the 23rd, Mr. Zinn. Yeah, and I go by B. Lahr, right? Well, that's what B. Lahr adds up to, 23. So I had my own 23 moment as I was exploding those all over the thing today. And all these people I've been doing numbers for, 23, soul number 23, our personality number 23, 23.
It's so funny. It's so funny. In reference to your Mr. Spock comment, Jill says, I can't see your pointy ears under your headphones.
Actually, they were pointy when I was born, and I'm not Mr. Spock. It's Raphael that's Mr. Spock. Raphael would never go.
He's very logical. He's very
yes, he is. He's very, very, very. He reminds me of the old 70s FM DJs.
That's so funny.
Deep voice.
That's so funny. Celeste is saying synchronicity. Yeah, there's a lot of synchronicity happening. I just in the fact that Bryan brought up Jim Carrey, even to me is synchronicity. It's because he's been coming up a lot for me in the last couple of days, just in different forums, an article here, a post here, or whatever it might be. So interesting. Anyway, so okay, so what else I think is interesting about this card too? It's what appeals to it not what appeals to it, but what sticks out to me is this is kind of very similar to the human dollars that I create. This is the closest.
It really is. Yes.
That your artwork kind of comes to my artwork. With this kind of repeating.
I made a kaleidoscope. Yeah, I used a kaleidoscope. Little piece of software with that. Yeah,
that's awesome. And so I know you were talking about. I don't know if you want to go to the video that you made, but I know you talk about.
Well, let me talk about the card just a little bit more first.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah. It is also strongly associated with the sun. which makes it a wonderful card to use in conjunction with the sun, and with the square of the sun and the square of Jupiter, and making a little combo sigil with those. Super, super, super effective, man. I like doing stuff. I don't want to wait a month, man. I want some cash. I'd like it by the end of the week, please. And sigils really are really great for that, because
That's what you
you
said.
get
Yeah.
so focused, you get really like great laser intent with that.
We've got a request for you to hum the music.
No, I
at
can't.
the top of the card. You'll have to wait. We'll share the video in a little bit. The music is in the video somehow.
Yes, exactly. So this card, when you see this card always relates to change. And most of the time, because it's associated with Jupiter and the sun, and those planets always have kind of a happy vibe about them, it's usually a sign that things are going to be getting better than they've been. And if you're getting this in a reading and you're in the down kind of zone, I always take heart, because shortly, it's going to be better, because the wheel never stays still, man. It is always moving, always spinning. And that's the main little line in the crazy ass song I wrote for this. One day you're up, the next day you're down.
Yeah. What's up, J-Lo? We have J-Lo.
J-Lo, what's up? Always love seeing you here, kiddo. So it's just kind of a card that's super simple to read, but it's also a card that I think more than any other of the other major arcana cards, how this card gets taken really depends a lot on the other cards in the reading, and whether those are there, and where your life circumstances kind of exist at the moment, Yeah. So, to that point, I did a quick shuffle. I could do another little cut, and we could do a quick little reading and see what we get. And
let's do it.
And maybe that card will be in there. All right. So
let's do it. I do. What I do also want to say, I think it just hit me also, I love the play on words in language. And I certainly can see people saying, oh, I pulled the fortune card, thinking fortune means like, ooh, I have a fortune, like, like a lot of a treasure, like a fortune is a treasure. But fortune is also like the story, whatever the story is, right? Because it's you're like a fortune teller is telling your fortune. It's like
it is. It's what's in your future and what's living in your energy. That's your fortune. Yeah.
Awesome. Different way to look at the word. Cool. So do you want me to share
hang on. Yeah, please. I'm going to cut this real quick, and then I'll jump right over there. Okay, there we go.
Add the third camera to the stream. I thought I saw your friend jump in when we first started, but nobody's there now.
Who, Raphael?
Yeah, I thought somebody popped on, but maybe it was just this second camera.
Okay, let's see. By the way, the word I just did a quick words of wisdom for the day is the crux of the reading. All right, so I'm going to do my usual 4-column. Wow, that's a trippy reading already, man. Woo.
Trish Adams is out there and says,
Trish,
hello.
What's up?
She says hello, but she means hello, I think.
Ooh, hate that. Okay. Fool. Oh, no way.
There you go. Look at that.
Oh, no way. Yeah, baby.
Oh, Brian's excited.
Wow, dude. The fortune card and the 10 of Pentacles in the Earth column? Come on, bro. Especially after just seeing the 5 of Pentacles in the air column right next to it. The good thing about that, is air and earth are they sort of negate each other. They cancel each other out. So neither one of those, either one of those sort of
I
works.
just
So
felt like
anyway,
I've just felt like a little kid watching his father play poker and not having any understanding of what the hell the cards mean, and them getting excited about a hand.
well, I'm
And,
about
and
to
like not.
explain. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. So again, the fire column, and this is about the energy surrounding the situation. And the question again was kind of a general question, but words of wisdom for us for right now. So
Right.
it's a 7 of Cups. That usually, and that's a water card in the fire column, so it's going to be degraded a little bit. It usually says a lot of choices that you have that are looking like they're not going to pan out, and they look like a lot of illusions, and nothing looks like you really want to hang on to it even though it's there. The second card is the Priestess, and that's the woman with the plan, man. She's the one that is the ruler of the tarot, the veils between this world and the astral world, and pretty much all the secrets of the astral. And then the Magus, and those two cards are like two peas in the pod. They're like one. They're the male and female
Right.
parts, the positive and negative charge of any active connection, right? And so that's pretty much all the secrets and the abilities that you need to function with whatever you need to have happen. Okay. So the water scenario is let's see, that is the 8 of Cups, and the 8 of Cups usually means something that you need to walk away from. This is the immediate past as well. Okay, the middle card is art. This is the present, and that's the place where the angel combines two separate things, opposite things, in an alchemical moment that combines those two separate things into a third thing that is greater than all of those things.
Wow.
It's a really magical card. I love this card. I can go on a long time about that. I will in about 3 weeks. So the last card is the 6 of Wands, and that's a really wonderful card that says success, and that you've really succeeded, and more success is on the way. Okay, then the next card. So we have this really great energy, the secrets and abilities. You have this connection to spirit that's transmuting things into a different whole that's amazing. And the 6 of Wands, it says yes, all of those things are an absolute success. You get to the air column and what things are being thought of. You have the Lovers, which, as you remember from a couple weeks ago, that's about a relationship where two parties on either side are contemplating either continuing a relationship or separating or starting a new relationship, and there's this moment of evaluation before things get decided. The second card is the 9 of Swords, my most hated card in the deck, because that card is the moment before you know something is going to happen that's going to be unpleasant, and you are sitting there filling in the blanks about all the ways that could be unpleasant.
Right, I remember you said that, yeah.
Really, 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 really a brutal card. And then the last card in that column is, and that's in the air column, so that card is would normally be really magnified. In this case, it's sort of diluted as well, because the 5 of Pentacles is an earth card in the air column. So those cards are diluting each other and kind of taking the edge off of each other. The 5 of Pentacles is a brutal bad card, man, because it is total desolation. It's losing everything. And the original Rider-Waite deck, it's a person out in the cold, in the snow, like looking like a beggar, wrapped up in the street, and he's looking in the window at a family having dinner, and everybody loves each other, and they're having this quintessential perfect life, and they've lost everything, and they're like homeless on the street.
Wow.
It's like, it gives me the heebie-jeebies every time I see that card. So then the last card, if we left all this alone, here's how this would work out. The good thing about this is that last column those wild cards, that's in the mental arena. That's not like anything that has materialized.
Right.
That's
Not
just
physical.
thinking. Right. Exactly. So then we're in the likely way for that to materialize, and it's the fool. And the fool starts off on the journey and says, yeah, I know, fuck it. I've lost everything, man. I don't have anything. I don't have two pennies to piss in. And I don't care. It's all going to be really good. Followed up by, the Wheel of Fortune. I can't believe that actually happened in this reading.
And in that spot.
And that's the present moment.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you guys, man. You wonderful, you look absolutely marvelous. Okay, and then the final card, man, and the perfect example. Okay, the column next to it, it's the Five of Pentacles, absolute material desolation in every way, emotional desolation in every way. And the card next to it that ends the whole thing, following the card, Fortune, is the Ten of Pentacles, which represents long-lasting, forever abiding abundance in every way, shape, and form. Woohoo!
What an amazing reading. That was awesome.
Is that crazy?
That's awesome. That's I'll take it.
I'll take it too, man. Shoot. Yeah, exactly, man. So awesome.
And I love it. And I love that I knew that spot was significant and why. And I don't even use that formation, but I remember you talking about that formation.
Yeah, it's a really useful. I love this layout, and I did all the classic, the Celtic cross and all those. Those are all good. It just this, as I really started moving from kind of standard ritual sort of stuff and purely into the energetic aspect of it, this seemed to reflect that philosophy a lot more for me.
Right.
So,
Jill loves the reading also. Thanks you. That was a reading for the collective. So
that was indeed. Yeah.
Which is also, it's very interesting. I got to say that when I saw the image on the card too, I thought there was a little bit of a representation of the idea of the collective, and that's something that has been coming up a lot for me also, not in any specific way other than I think the universe is just having me think about the idea of the collective.
We should use a different word.
We should use a different word. What do you want to use?
Anything but collective, it makes me feel like it's the Borg.
It makes you feel like what?
The Borg.
The Borg. No, it's not. It's definitely not that for me. I don't feel it that way. I feel like the collective is God. We are all part of God, and the collective is God. That's what it means to me. Okay. But all right, let's change pace a little bit here. So shuffling my deck to see if anything fell out, but
yeah, let's see, what time is it? It is okay. We got half an hour.
Yeah, we got time.
Well, I still got a bunch to cram in here, my brother.
Right. Awesome.
So one of the real effects of seeing the Wheel of Fortune is that it generally can portend not just some money and some stuff coming around, but like a real turnaround in your life, like mega. So what do you think, Zen? Should we show those pictures first, or play the video first, or
the Fool's Journey Tribe? I'm just the contribution from the audience out there. When I said the collective, I didn't necessarily mean the audience. I just was talking about in general, but the FJ tribe, I like that.
Yes.
Definitely.
It's a good tribe too, man. I love you guys. Tribe. I'm so glad you're on the trip with me. It's excellent.
It's definitely good. So, you know what? Let's show. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm trying to find the photo. Hold on.
Yeah, let's show the photos first. Let me talk about that real quick.
Okay.
All right. Let me do that first.
Okay.
So I got this is about 15 years ago, 14 years ago. I hit a really bad place in my life. I had one of those spiritual and almost physical deaths. And I had wound up, I was living life in a way that was just really counter to my soul and what I needed. And it was eating me up, and I gave up. I'd been looking to try to get with Og, my teacher, to pursue the telekinetic energy work that I knew I was supposed to be doing. And that just, man, that went on for years. And then I heard he was gone, and I had given up hope on that. And I just said, fuck it. And I started drinking myself and eating myself to death. And I blew up to almost like 400 pounds. I was like 385 pounds, 84 pounds, something like that. And I wind up going to the hospital, feeling really, 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 really bad. And I checked into the emergency room, and they said, listen, dude, I don't know how you're still walking. You have a blood sugar of like 650. You should be in a diabetic coma. And if you'd waited another day, we'd be having a funeral for you instead of getting you better.
Do you want me to bring up any of these pictures yet or not yet?
Hang on just 1 second.
Okay.
So, oh yeah, actually bring up the first one, please.
I believe that is this one. Hold on a second. Hold on, I gotta put my window back.
Yeah, no worries. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to see that and remember that was me, you know. So anyway, in the parking lot of the emergency room, I get a call from Augie after a long time of us not talking to each other. And, you know, long story short, I tell him what's going on. He goes, dude, why, you know, you should have called me. Let's get you well. Here's the deal. Lose 100 pounds, get your health better. We'll get you up to speed. And, I'll teach you your first effect, and we'll take it from there and see where it goes. Is that a deal? I'm like, wow! All of a sudden, there my dream like materialized. So I just hung on to that. I laid in the hospital. I let that person die. I pulled out all those stops and started reconstructing somebody. The reason that is relevant is not only it's a Wheel of Fortune story for sure, but the date for that was 11/8/2008, 14 years ago exactly tomorrow. And we're dealing with the card, the 10th card, Fortune, right? So if you add 11 and 8 together, that's 19. Okay, you still need to reduce that. So you add the 1 and the 9 together, and it's 10, the Fortune card. And in case you needed a little extra oomph, you add the 2 and the 8 together, and that's, 10. So I thought that was just kind of a mind-blowing trip that I started from that place and wound up, you know. And I'm not even talking about like a physical part about it. I'm talking spiritually inside.
Yeah, totally.
Where I was then and where I am now. And dude, man, I was carrying around a whole nother person.
Yeah.
That amount of weight was an entire fucking person.
No idea. I had no idea it was you.
I had no idea how much energy was available to me after that. You know, it's like not carrying around another human being with every single step you take. And all of a sudden that's gone. Because it went away in 11 months. That's pretty fast.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's amazing. So I think these are in order. Do you want me to go through these? There's a.
Well, I don't know that we need to go through all of those. You might cruise through a few of them, and there's one in particular that I think is kind of amusing. Yeah, that's my friend John Jury. I went through each step and like how it I took it apart and what I did to like do that. Cruise on up to the one that has all the numbers on it. Die it. Yeah. Yeah, mantras. Skinny mirror. There. Okay, yeah. As I started losing weight and I started feeling amazing. I was like, oh my God, I had so much energy. I just felt like good. I was like, man, wanting to do stuff like I hadn't wanted to in years and years and years. So I got obsessed with really pushing it. And so now I shifted my addiction to that, and losing weight. So all of those represent times and days that I checked my weight on the scale, right? Okay, cool. All right, every day, a little obsessive. But then I had this day, that's what that stack is there, where I checked my weight like 7 times. I went, okay, bro, I'm taking the scale away, man. You don't get to check your weight for another 2 weeks or whatever it was. And it was just kind of really funny. Anyway, so scrolling through, looking for the videos today for the Fortune video, which is really cool. I stumbled across a video for death, and that one is just beyond. I think that's one of the best things I've ever done ever.
Wow. So do you want to share that?
I would like to do that one. We can come back and do Fortune later. It's good. Okay. It's cool. But death is like, it's intense. Trust me. And it's going to start off like, all warm and fuzzy. Don't be fooled. And get ready for a ride. And it happened at a really intense, it was kind of like my shadow side, like reared its really ugly head. Ooh, pretty intense. So, and stick around to the very end, because the very last part of it's my favorite part.
All right, guys, we have reached the part of the show where we take a little trip and check out some of the artwork and music that goes along with the deck in Bryan's whole
And if you hate loudness, turn the volume down a little bit.
Yeah, turn it down. And if you're
a little bit, but not much,
susceptible to epileptic fits, you may want to look away from the screen.
When you gotta I'm the face you can't face, the hate you can't chase, the fear that makes you clear when you run out of light.
Wow. Look at you.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
Acid Trip, 9 Inch Nails vibe of Brian.
Oh,
Loving it. Yeah.
man.
There's so much interesting musical influence in there, and industrial metal is definitely one of them. But it's really awesome how there's this definite vibe to the music that goes with the idea of magic and the cards and the fool's journey.
Death, man. It's fucking death.
Oh
It's
yeah.
sudden
Well,
death.
I mean that one in
man,
particular. Yeah, that one in particular. I feel really bold or high under rock. I'm not sure which direction to take. So Neil is
Neil's tripping, man.
I
I think we damaged him. Neil, we need to call 911, bro. We need to get the emergency
Julie
operator.
says very cool, badass. I think Julie and me are old metalheads, so we've got this kind of
I think so too,
Ministry
man.
and Nine Inch Nails. And
Well, you can see Jilly out there shredding on the wave, listening to that,
Yeah, totally. Very, very cool, Brian. I mean, again, I gotta say, I'm always more and more amazed by who you are, and this whole. I know we had talked about you being, overweight and the journey that you took, but I don't think I had ever seen pictures. And when you sent me that, and I just saw the beginning where it said I died November 8th, the first thing that struck me was like, wow, it's November 7th.
right.
And tomorrow's November 8th. And the second thing was like, oh, I wonder if this is a memorial to this guy.
That guy? Oh my God, really?
Yeah. I didn't realize it was you.
That's so funny.
I did not realize it was you. Oh, this is awesome. We're getting hot girls here free again. So I don't know why we're getting that, but showing up in our chat. But
never a bad thing.
blocking the user again. Just because everyone's welcome here except robots. Neil has recovered. We have Julie saying it's okay, Neil, and Julie's recovered. I love the.
I'm glad you're back. Julie will talk you down, Neil. She's good at that, man.
Julie, you look like.
Well, listen. I wanted to give the second part of the fortune story. I told you about going to the hospital. Yeah. But I wanted to tell you the very first effect and the thing that actually just blew my mind and changed my life really hard. So my teacher, it's shortly after getting out of the hospital. I kind of got stabilized. He's like, okay, I need to get you over here. I want to get your set points. We're going to do some stuff, and we're going to begin the healing process for you. I'm going to make you this little disc that I'm going to charge with energy for you. Going to carry that on you all the time, and we're going to get you really good. Like, okay, cool. So I show up at his house, man. You never show up to Augie's house before like 11:30 midnight, and it's like an all-night thing. So he's playing different kinds of music and like some really intense stuff, and I'm like charging up, and he's giving me this penny to hold and put in my right hand and be burning my energy into it the whole time. He keeps picking all the songs, hours go by, man. We're just rocking, and it's like, whoo, I'm like lifted up, man. I'm like jacked to the max, and I am not getting tired at all. So now, all right, it's time to go do it. First of all, the house is really dark except for one red bulb over here, like in the dining room area. There's a dining room table set up, wood dining room table, round wood dining room table, no chairs around it, nothing else around it, nothing on top of the table. So, this is funny. because this has gotten repeated so many times over the years with him. He goes, all right, now I want you to go over here, give me the penny. Or he had a wine glass, a crystal wine glass. He says, give me the penny, put it in the thing. I don't want to touch it. I dropped it in the wine glass. He takes the wine glass over, sets it in the middle of the table. He says, now go over, walk against the wall. He made me take my shirt off, man. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. So I'm standing there with all my goo hanging out. I'm like, I really didn't like that very much at all. But I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, whatever you do, don't make a sound, okay? I'm like, all right, yeah, what are you going to do, man? So room gets dark, and he kind of like leans back, and he's like standing right in front, like the table's like right here, right? And he's like about a foot and a half, 2 feet away from the table, and he just kind of stands, and he like tilts back, starts rocking a little bit, and I notice this weird light starting to happen, like, I'm thinking, man, I'm hallucinating, right? That's no way. I'm just like, my eyes are getting used to the dark or whatever. And it gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And it's this white fucking light. Now it's like lighting up his face like the old Frankenstein monster lighting from underneath. And the walls, the room is like lighting up. And I'm like standing there going, oh my God, which I was not supposed to say. So I put my hand over my mouth and I was like, and I'm like looking at this, and it's like, I can't believe I'm seeing this guy light up the room with the solar plexus and his own light. Like, I mean, this is, it's that impossible moment when you're seeing shit that is absolutely impossible happen before your eyes, and there's no other explanation for it. The room was devoid of anything else except the table, Og, and me.
Wow.
Okay, so the light kind of dims a little bit. It's still light enough for me to see it, but it goes down. And he takes his hand, and just like I did with the rod, right? I'm like, rod, He sticks it out. I see him like pointed at the glass, right? Next thing I know, he's pulling it, and it's sliding across the table. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, the streetwise guy in me is going, where's the string? Where's the magnet? Where's the this? I'm like looking for any rational explanation because impossible is impossible. Is impossible. It's impossible.
Right.
Pulls the thing over. It gets over to the edge of the table. He pulls it off. It shatters all over the floor, man. Tile floor. So he sweeps it up. He takes the penny out, and that's what he's going to use to do my set points. When I talk about those little points in your aura that tell you how you're running, they're like the software in your aura, and where those are kind of dictating that. And whenever you go to work on somebody in a literal sense like that, you want to have exactly where they are, because his whole mode was to take me from this awful place and to actually physically move my set points back to, there was a picture in that list of pictures where I looked really buff. It was like me, and I was like 33 or so, and I was in really, really good shape back before that. Yeah, keep going. Yeah, that one. So this was a picture that a girlfriend of mine had taken, and she wound up like spoofing me in some party invitation that we were doing. And so all my friends had this shot. And as I kept getting heavier and heavier and heavier, that would somehow show up on my desk, or, friends would be like, dude, don't you remember, blah, 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 blah. So that was a really super, I was really healthy then, but I was also in a really great place across the board in my life. And the point of that was to go back to that spot, and that's where I was filling the penny up. I was in that place in my mind, and those were the set points. Those were the set points that he got then. It was like from that time, not from the sick time. It was from the best time, and he was able now to take mine now and push those to that zone.
Right.
Crazy.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because I still have it up on my screen. I can I can recognize your face in that one, but the other one I can't even recognize your face. I mean, you don't even look like the same person. That one, that other picture of you, this one here, looks like you. Your face looks like you. It's like that looks more like the you now. Like you said, you kind of reset
Well,
your points.
I'm maybe like 20, maybe 22 pounds heavier than that right now, which is not bad considering that was 35 years ago.
Yeah, man, you look great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't want to look like my contemporaries, man. They're going downhill.
I know what you mean.
Oh God, my back! I'm having my colostomy. Yeah, great.
I gotta admit, sometimes I do feel like that, but I
well, me too, but I never admit it.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. Did I admit it? I didn't mean to.
Oh man. So, well, I had intended to get into, shredding this number thing. Maybe we'll do that next week with Lust, because we're about to approach. We just did card 10. We're about to approach Lust next week, which will be card 11. And then the following week we'll be approaching the Hanged Man. I'm going to have one of my friends in my new yoga guru from New York, Satya, is going to be
awesome.
joining us and sharing. And he got a deck, and he's learning as well. And we're swapping instructional modes and bringing each other along. So he's going to come on, and he's going to talk about the Hanged Man and what he's learned so far, and how he's kind of like put that into his own practice. And
awesome,
kind of really super cool.
Did you want to? I know we were in the middle of this. Did you want to talk about this? I had went and downloaded this.
Well, yeah, that's the original, and we'll get. We'll start with that next week.
Okay.
That's the original. There it is, the 10, 11, 11, 12, which is a crazy, like, when we get into this, it'll be nuts, because that 11, 12 is my dad's birthday.
Right.
10, 11 is our 10, 12, the diagonal. 10, 12 is Aleister Crowley's birthday, which is the guy that designed the deck I read with for 25 years and is the base architecture for the deck I produced. And like a bunch of the different cards have different meanings and the rider weights, and I had followed Aleister's thing. And then on the top, it's 10, 11, which you add that together, it's 2, 1, which is my birthday. 11, 12, you add that together, it's 23, which is your birthday. So it's like a magic square. It's crazy beyond words.
11, 11. You got the 11, 11.
11, 11, exactly. 11, 11, 22. That's this Friday, and there's going to be some magical shit happen that day.
Nice.
Dude, Bree's got asked to a wedding.
Really?
I'm going to a wedding with someone.
Like as a date? As Bree as a date?
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Is that crazy?
Congratulations.
Thanks. And tomorrow's on the 8th is the first full moon goddess gathering since that life-changing moment.
Tomorrow's supposed to be pretty significant. Tomorrow's a lot of energy. Eclipse,
full moon, lunar eclipse, blood moon eclipse.
A lot
pretty crazy.
Yeah. Wow, awesome. Well, amazing Fool's Journey tonight.
Can you possibly, do we have enough time? Could you possibly bring up my Facebook page and sure. There's one on there I just really want to share. And dude, I got my teeth.
Nice. Oh, look at you. Beautiful. Yeah. Look at that smile. Amazing. Hold on a second. I'm just going to look at that. I add it to the stream, and look whose picture's right there in the middle. Jill's photo of the moon. I think that is actually from tonight or last night. Nope, that's probably from tonight.
So Jill's a badass.
Am I going to your page or the Wyzard?
Yeah,
page?
Please. You can go to light painting page. Bryan Lahr light painting.
Bryan Lahr light painting. Hold on a second. Bryan Lahr photos. Bryan Lahr light.
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to make
No big deal. There it is. All right.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too many down. Just under the shows. Keep going. Yeah, that one. Woohoo!
Yeah. That's awesome. Hold on a second. Let's see if I can. Boom. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm starting to get like kind of close to how I'm seeing ours, actually.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. I can see that. That's very cool.
Oh man, it's really, and there are a couple of other ones out of this series where it's like I'm starting to get, the hardest thing that's been for me to try to capture is the way it wraps around. But as the layers wrap around, they don't get opaque. You can still see, and there's like other things, and that's so hard to convey. That's difference in colors. And still, and so it doesn't just blend into one color.
Right.
You know?
I love that. Yeah, totally. Definitely difficult to do. And also, I like also with your work, I feel like there's this element of dimension. You know what I mean? It's not so flat. There's like shapes, that kind of geometric shapes, and cool stuff. Yeah. Julie says, whoa, beautiful. Well, I gotta say thank you to Celestial and to Jilly and to J-Lo. And to Neil and everybody who has joined us tonight.
And props to Neil, man. Neil's been like loading up card readings and stuff on every document.
That's great.
Neil knows a lot. So
Neil's great. I remember Neil was he watched the live stream.
Nah, don't compliment him too much. He'll get cocky.
He reached out and he was just always a nice guy.
He is. I like Neil very much.
So very good. Thank you for joining us, Neil, and always bringing your energy to the table.
Yeah, really
and everybody sitting at this Fool's Journey table, having this Fool's Journey meal banquet. And thank you, Bryan, for always sharing your amazing energy and knowledge with us. And you know what? As fast as it came back to be a Monday, it's over, and we're gonna see you fast forward to next Monday.
I know, like in about 30 seconds, we'll be going, hey, we're doing less.
We'll be here. We'll be here again. Thank you.
I love you guys. Peace, man.
Yeah, we love you. We will see you guys next week. Peace.